Hello, everybody! Happy Friday! Welcome to the Aquarium Adventures livestream Fishy business number 200. That's 200. Can you believe it? We've made it to 200 streams. I, for one, can't. We're a little bit late, so just for a change, I'm a little bit discombobulated. I've been out for a lovely Indian. Not been out with a lovely Indian, I've been out for a lovely Indian with my lovely wife. That's what I was trying to say, because of course it's Valentine's Day. So, just got back, all sorted, and we can present this nonsense to you lot now. Yay! Hopefully you all heard the pshk of the can being pulled. We're starting off the night strong with a brand new, to me anyway, Northern Monk's Vague Hazy IPA. I'm not going to lie, I picked this for the artwork. That looks like a cool can to me. It's hazy, it's IPA. I can't see through it. It smells strong. Oh, that was delicious. So, hope you're all well. Let's see, I can't go back all the way. The first message I've got is Aquarium Delirium. Howdy peeps. Howdly mal, or mall, depending where you come from. Brian's in. Nice to see Brian, as is Mandy, Zin, Ginger. Stevie P, 2003, is having a Red Bull. Who else have we got? Hans is in from Sweden. Wait for the can pull. Did you hear it? Did you hear it? I think that's my new thing now. Who else have we got here? Lisa's here. Nice to see you, Lisa. Aquatic Moose. And the fizz tonight. Yes, you did indeed. Lee from Bolton. How's it going? And many more other people. Tommy's in. Nice to see you. This is my favourite nonsense. Well, thank you very much. I do like to present some kind of nonsense. Yeah, 200 streams. I had big plans, and then I thought, it's Valentine's Day. Nobody's going to be watching. So we're going to save them for 250 streams, because that seems like a better number to do big things on. So if you're here tonight, still stay along. That'd be nice to see you. Stay for the entire evening. But come back in 50 weeks, so almost a year from now, and we'll do a special night with lots of giveaways galore, when hopefully there'll be lots more people here. But for tonight, we have a big quiz. We've got the February Aquarium Adventures quiz. That'll be kicking off around past, so you've got 25 minutes before that goes. The Eliminator, we will be kicking that off after that. And if we have time, I have news for you. We are giving up the quiz software, so I'm going to find some new quiz software. So we've got a couple of weeks left of this quiz software, so I might throw in a bingo or something like that. Otherwise, it will be irreverent chat, general moaning, mega tank updates, and general chit chat. What do you want to talk about? What are you getting up to? What have you been up to? What are you doing the weekend? All that kind of stuff, and a few beers. Cheers, everyone. Stuart Lakers here. Hi, Stuart. How's it going? My only thing about IPAs is why? Do you know what, Stephen? That's where I was maybe 100. Sorry, I just broke my phone. That's where. Why am I very low? Should I be a bit higher? That's where I was about 100 streams ago. That's when we started doing the weird beard. That's a very strange, different tangent. The weird beer episodes, because when you get to a certain age, a man of a certain age goes through some phases, doesn't he? He goes through the check shirt phase, where he starts thinking, yeah, check shirt, I'll look good in a check shirt. And then there's like a tangent. You either get into wine, whiskey, or beer. That seems to be, from my experiences, one of the ones you go to. Don't really like whiskey. I keep trying it. Mind you, I don't really like any of them, so that's where I was. I came to that fork in the road and went, do you know what? I don't really like wine, I don't really like whiskey, and I don't really like beer. I was happy with my lagers of the world, shall we call them that. And I thought, it's time, I have to pick one. So I went on some whiskey tastings. Didn't get it at all. If you've ever been on a whiskey tasting, they're a thing to do, so it's well worth doing. But in my experience, it's just a night that gets you hammered where somebody drones on about, well, can everyone taste the elderberry coming through in this one? You're like, no, hot burny whiskey, that's all it is. So I did a few of them, couldn't tell the difference between any of them. Same with wine. Wine is wine. And weird beer was just lager and everything else is minging. So I persevered using my community here, who helped me pick some beers that they thought I might like, and I eked my way into it, where I now know this is my jam. It's not jam, obviously, it's beer. A specific hazy IPA, a thick hazy IPA is my thing. I don't like stouts, I don't mind the fruity ones now and again, but specifically, this is the one that I have developed a taste for, shall we say. Because at first I was a bit like, oh, but now I can go, So maybe that's why it is. It's more of it's a drink that has substance now, whereas a lager's a very refreshing, hot summer's day, I'll have a nice refreshing lager, But there's nothing to it, it's just like fizzy adult water. Whereas this is more like, it's like a meal in a can. You have to chew it. So your time will come, Stephen. It might not be IPAs and craft beers and stuff like that. It might be, you might go down the whiskey route. I don't recommend it, though. These guys are weirdos. You might go down the wine route. I kind of fancy trying the wine thing again, because at least some of them were nice. All whiskey to me tastes disgusting, unless it's mixed with Coke or something like that. I'm like, nope, not having it. And if you mix it with Coke, the guys frown on that. You know when you go to a whiskey tasting evening and you're like, has anyone got any, like, can I have some lemonade or some Coke? You're like, they don't like that. Hello, Mickey. How are you doing? Nice to see you. Doesn't nonsense equal flaff? Flaff? Flaff. I've never heard the word flaff. So, yeah, why not? Graham, so many single, lonely people out here. Of course people are here. Well, I know, but I'm just hoping that some of you have got better things to do on a Friday night. Then remember, some of you, it's not Friday night yet. Might still be at work. Branton, hello. Brian says, is it me or is all Graham missing is a Stetson on his head tonight, looking all Texan to me? Is it because I'm wearing a shirt? This is my one I'm going out and need to look presentable shirt. I'm looking into doing homebrew. There you go. Fish Fam Links in the house. Graham's going through the check. Yeah, I think this is the male equivalent. Where you go through that check shirt phase, then you do the drink fork. You pick one of the drinks. Usually golf gets mixed in there somewhere, but I did that backwards. I played golf when I was young and then gave it up, so I don't know. IPA is the real beer outside of stouts. Yeah, I can't be doing with stouts, no. Scott Shadow is here. Sorry I'm late. Hope everyone's okay. Don't forget to like, as always. We haven't done admin in a while. Welcome everyone. If you haven't been here before, click that like button. We have about 30 people here, but only 10 of you have clicked the like button. So come on, it's free. That's all you have to do is click the like button. Even if you don't like it, I won't out you. No one can tell. Mr. G doesn't like whiskey either. I know. It's as proud Scotsmen, we're letting the side down. Tommy's having himself an IPA as well. I mean, I haven't reached bore status yet. I don't go out and lecture everyone about IPAs and go, don't you know that this one's made with Simcoe hops and it's only mixed in with mosaic? No. I'm still at the stage of going, oh, this one's stinky. This one's chewy. I can't see through it. That's kind of my criteria. I've not reached true bore status yet. Some whiskies are just a spectrum of spray paint flavours. They are, yes. I don't get it myself. Freshwater at Chico Park, nice to see you. How are you doing? Gubby, Brian still likes his Tennent's lager. I use a lager light. There's nothing wrong with that. Every now and again. Whiskey and Coke. All wine is nice. I think at a certain point of the evening, you're right. I'm also one of those people that I like to put ice in my wine. Just, I can drink it either way, but I know it really annoys people who are into their wine. Richie's Fishing, that looks like lard in a glass. I know, it is an acquired taste, and it did take me a while to acquire a taste for this, but believe it or not, this is delicious. But again, yeah, 100 and odd streams ago, I'd have been going, oh my god, this is disgusting. But yeah, who would have thunk it? I'm properly into it now. I like the no alcohol route. That's quite right. This does also lead to occasional falling asleep on live streams. So, takes your chances. Stephen's already firmly down the whiskey route. Everybody got to have their own weed disgusting thing, yeah. I've just seen Mr. G say there, cheese. I missed out the cheese phase. But again, that's something that hits everybody. Men, women, young, old. You go through a stage of going, this cheese is smelly. And then it becomes, this cheese is smelly. I'm definitely going through the cheese ones. As a Texan, I improve your ensemble. This is not a Texas shirt. It's a corduroy shirt. It's just a shirt. Mal took his wife to Wicks for Valentine's night. Home base for the Americans. And I was having some discussions with some colleagues where they were saying that Valentine's is for unmarried people. And I kind of get the thinking behind that. Because if you're wooing someone, that's when you're trying to... When you're already married, it's like, is it Valentine's? Should we buy cards this year or just save the money? But bought my wife a card, bought her some chocolates, she bought me a bottle of whiskey, a bottle of Jim Beam. That I don't count that as whiskey because that is delicious. And then we went out for a meal, which was very nice. Because St. Valentine, the whole thing about him was it's when marriage was banned. And I'm going to get this all wrong now because it's been hours since I discussed it. But anyway, it was about he did a thing where when marriage was banned, he continued to marry people, and that's why he's St. Valentine. So once you're married, that's it. It's over with. You don't have to worry about Valentine's anymore. But once a year, I don't mind going out with my wife. Saturday morning here, yeah, I often forget there will be people with nothing better to do than watch this trap. Right, what I was going to do was try and drum up some business. There are only 31 people here, even for me, that's quite low, so there have been somebody, thankfully, that's found something better to do. Which means those of you who are here can get ahead in the quiz, because you might get some more points. The quiz, for those of you who are new, is a chance to earn some points. We do a quiz every Friday, and for the calendar month, we tot up all the points you make. So that's my trying to entice you to come every week. So as there's a few people here tonight, you might get a jump on the jugglers of the world, and you can earn some points. What was it doing? I was trying to find the link. There we go. So this is your chance to get ahead. Earn some free points. I can only drink the beers which are almost a cider. I used to be like that as well, yeah. It's a journey. We're on a journey, everyone. A journey to delicious beer. Well, I've just posted the link in there. While we're waiting to do the quiz, I don't know if you can see it in the background. I have received, all the way from Canada, no less, bloody idiots. Sorry, no, I mean, very thankful. We've got my liquid rubber shipment has arrived. I've got 2 of these, I've got 2 of the primers, and I've got 2 of the Flex Seal tape stuff. So that's the start of Mega Build. Mega Tank 2 has started. And that's my first freebie as well. So I'm now a liquid rubber ambassador. And I'm an influencer, in fact. I'm part of the influencer program. Who would have thought liquid rubber would have an influence program? But I'm an influencer for liquid rubber, don't you know? And I thought, that's great, because the one that I was looking at was like 190 quid for a big 5-gallon bucket. That'll save me some money if they send it to me for free. And they sent me that. 90 quid I had to pay in import duty and taxes and all that kind of stuff. I was like, why have you sent it from Canada? Don't they have this in the UK? Can't you send me it? Oh. Anyway, still cheaper. Still save me some money. And it's the neopon sealant, so it's not just the generic liquid rubber waterproof sealant. It's the stuff specifically designed for aquariums. I don't yet know what the difference is. I can only imagine that that's better because it's specifically designed for ponds and aquariums. So, there you go. Growing up means you learn to tolerate bad things that taste bad. No, you learn that they taste nice in the end. So you like a hazy IPA equals sick? No, it's something that you have to work on it. I did used to say that anything that you have to work on for it to taste nice is just not worth the effort, because there's lots of things that just taste nice. But yeah, a few things are worth the effort, I think. I do not want to experience beer with a chew. It doesn't have to be chewed. I don't know if I'm describing this properly. It just feels like it's very tangible and... I clicked like on the... Well, it's the thought that counts. Thank you, Lisa. Wine or wine? Oh, that doesn't work out loud. Ice in your wine? Are you... Yeah, I do like... I do like cold wine. I like cold things. I have... One of my friends we used to have this thing where we'd always put beers in the freezer, or we would obsess over things being cold because they're always better cold. And I just did it once with some red wine, where I just threw in some ice cubes, and the look of horror of the other people on the table was enough to satisfy me. I was like, I don't think it makes it that much better, but the fact that all of you hate it makes it so much more thoughtful for me. Warm wine's better than... No! Everything... Unless something's meant to be warm, it's better cold. And the colder the better. That's a general rule to live by, surely. Liquor gets me too quickly nowadays. I don't like the drunk feeling, so I sip on everything. I'm not out drinking anyone with passing out after a few. But you're just out of practice. You need to try it harder. Try harder! I don't like drink. It all tastes like balls or bollocks, if you like. It does not. I mix wine with a mixer because I'm a lightweight. Hey, whatever makes it taste nice is fine. I freaking love cheese and I'm only 28. I prefer non-alcoholic wine or cider. Juicy juice. I was just going to say that is juice. Non-alcoholic wine is just juice, surely. I guess I went to Wharf and Warhammer World for Valentine's. Wait, I saw your posts on Facebook. Wharf, for those who don't know, is quite a big and fancy. Not fancy, but it's a very good fish shop. It's quite near me. You should have called in and said hello. It's a really good fish shop. But hey, if you're into fish and Warhammer and that's your jam, I don't know why I keep saying things are my jam. I've never said that before in my life. Go for it, why not? He was stoned to death since Valentine's, was he? Stoned to death or stoned to death? Well, it'd be hard to stone to death. I don't know. Uber whitey? I don't know. Right, let's... Where did we get to? His skull is on display in Rome. Is it? Is it now? Oh, Tom's in. That is the friend I was referring to who likes drinks very cold. I thought you preferred Southern Comfort. This is for... Was it my 30th birthday? I I think this might have been part of your wedding speech or my best man speech for your wedding, where Tom thought my favourite drink was Southern Comfort. So for my 30th birthday, we had a party, and Tom came round. Happy birthday! And I was like, oh, Southern Comfort. Thanks very much. And what was it, like a year later? I was like, I don't like Southern Comfort. I don't know why you bought me Southern Comfort. Jim Beam's my favourite drink, and he was like, yeah, you're right. But I still appreciate it, and I still drank it. Southern Comfort and lemonade. It's fine. It's not my favourite, but it's fine. And it was a very thoughtful gift. I'll take it. Mandy has been a member for 23 months. You poor bugger. Nearly 2 years of listening to this. But thank you very much for your continued support. If anybody else wants to be a member, there is a button down there somewhere. You get access to stuff. Every now and again I post extra stuff on YouTube, but you get access to extra emojis and various badges and stuff. And if you become a hero member in the UK, you get a 10% discount off anything at aquariumadventures.co.uk, fulfilling all your fish food and merch needs. And 3D printed tat, of which I have new 3D printed tat. Da-da-da! I don't know if this will work. I have to do the YouTuber thing and put my hand up there. They're little key rings. So these are not for sale because I did not design them. I've been speaking to the man who did design them. He's incomprehensible. Like, can I sell these? And he's like, oh, I'd love you to be able to sell these. You can do anything you want with them as long as you don't sell them. And I'm like, what? So is that a yes? Oh yeah, do whatever you want. It'd be great to get them out there, but just don't sell them. I'm literally asking you if I can sell them. Can I sell them? I'd love for you to be able to sell them, but just don't sell them. So, for now, I'm limiting myself to giving them away as prizes and freebies. So, we've got various different designs. There was a zebra pecco leopard frog. We've got various other ones, tiger plecos, and bish bash bosh. So, that, as well as all my other 3D printed tat, is all good and can be, some of it can be found on the website and some of it can just be won by winning a quiz, which we will do in 7 minutes. This is your 7-minute warning, people. Other tat, and you can use this tat to make up your baskets because you get free delivery at £25, £20, I can't quite remember. And if you're ordering fish food and you can't quite get it all up there, then you can order one of my 3D printed tat things to get yourself some free delivery. Free delivery. I assume the new tank won't leak too much. Well, you know what they say about assuming. It makes an ass out of you and me. I'm hoping the new tank won't leak much. I don't know if you can see in the background, but all the, what's the word I'm looking for? Fish tanks? No. Racking systems and everything, all gone. You can't really see that very well. But anyway, it's all cleaned up and ready to go. I have ordered the wood. The wood for the new tank was meant to come today, but in the end it didn't. So I phoned them up and was like, hey, said you were coming today. And they were like, oh, sorry, we're late. We'll come on Monday. So the wood's coming on Monday, so the build can start properly next week. Touching wood, but yes, I also assume the new tank won't leak as much as the old tank, and that is for 2 reasons. It's not as much water, so there's not as much force enacting on it. I've learned some lessons about my building techniques, so I kind of know where it went wrong. I just didn't reinforce certain areas enough, so I'm going to put more effort into those areas. And it's not going to be as deep, so I'm not going for 3 and a bit feet deep, so the pressure will be a lot lower as well, so there'll be less water, less pressure, more knowledge, more experience. It shouldn't leak, so we're going with that. And it will just be a 12-foot long, super cool tank, which will sit empty for 6 months, because once I've built it, I'll have run out of money and won't be able to buy any fish to put in it. I'm kind of at I'm going to start building next week, but I'm kind of waiting for Fluval to confirm whether or not they're going to send me certain things, because that makes me go one way or the other. I'm still in between having a sump on it and running some FX filters, big external canisters. If I run the canister filters, I can get more tanks underneath the mega tank, rather than giving up 4 feet to a sump. So that, yeah, I don't know what I'm doing with that, if I'm completely honest, but we'll see what happens there. But it's going to be, I think, a pretty cool tank, and it'll make my life easier because it will be fewer tanks, fewer, more impressive tanks to maintain, and that should make life a little bit easier. Pardon me. That's a cool title, Mr. Rubber. Yeah, I'm the rubber influencer, don't you know? That's stupid. Mr. Fish Tanks Aquatics, hello, how are you doing? You don't have to pay for gifts. You do have to pay for gifts. So even if it's a gift and you send it from one country to the other, you still have to pay taxes on it if it's above a certain value. When you started your aquatic channel, did you ever dream of specifically attaining liquid rubber sponsorship status? I didn't. Do you know, when I started this channel, and this is a particularly poignant night given that this is the 200th live stream, almost in a row, I didn't think anyone would ever give me anything for free. And I've had fair few freebies over the years, and I'm very appreciative of all those freebies. But no, I didn't think, when I did my first videos of this is how I make beef heart, or these are my discus fish, a few years later I would have an entire massive garage dedicated to fish tanks and spend my Friday nights pardon me, get emotional. I'm not, I'm just joking. Spend my Friday nights doing this very strange existence. Have you got a boo-boo on your head? No. What do you mean? It's just the way my head's shaped. I've got a boo-boo in my wrist. He planned it. I very rarely plan anything, to be fair, June. So I definitely didn't plan this. Hey mate, glad to catch you live. Great UK Aquarium. Oh, I've lost the power of speech already. Have a drink in. Great UK Aquarium YouTuber. Keep up the good work. Oh, thank you very much, Tony Mooney. You can come again. Anyone else wants to just chuck out random compliments? I'm here all night. With age, don't taste buds die. Well, everything dies a little bit. Do you think that's what it is? Is that why we start to like? No, because horrific cheese. I liked that when I was quite young. Or maybe the cheese taste buds are the first ones to go. I've never really thought about that. Don't taste buds go the other way, and that's why you have to eat more and more bland things when you get old. Can I have a plate of beige, please? Lisa's been a member for 13 months. Wow. Can we stop referring to it as torture, please, Brian? I bought a pipe like a proper Sherlock job. Did you? So I've never had a pipe. I wonder if I'd get on with a pipe. I don't know. What about Glen Morangi, as Indiana Jones call it? Glen Morangi. Glen Morangi. Yeah. I now no longer know which one of those is right. It's a whiskey, for those of you that don't know. Glen Morangi? Glen Morangi? I'm going to have to look it up. How do you pronounce it? But I don't like it, is the short answer. How do you pronounce it? It's Glen Morangi, not Glen Morangi. For those of you that have no freaking clue what we're talking about, that's the word. It's a type of whiskey, and that's how you say it.
Glen Morangi.
Glen Morangi. Alright, should we be about ready for this quiz then, people? Everybody in that wants to be in. We've only got 12 players. This is going to be easy points for somebody to take a big lead in February. As a kid, I made iced beer for my uncle and alcohol separated from the flavour. Oh, we're miles behind. Sorry, right. Well, I'll wait for a few more people to sign up to the quiz. I'll put the thing in. Bosh. There you go. For those of you that are waiting, let me just scan through a couple of these things. Wharf is only 2.5 hours ago, so I might go more. Really? It's only like half an hour from me as well. I thought you lived in Bristol. Isn't that miles away? Never had a Southern Comfort. My dad said it was his favourite, so now he has like 5 bottles he's never opened. That's the thing about me. But if somebody gifts me a bottle, I can't just have it sitting there in the cupboard. Okay, that is now my task, to attack that bottle and finish it. Epic Tat. Those are so cool. I think they are the little pleco keyringy things. Right, let's get a little bit. Free with every order over £30 sounds good to me. Yeah, maybe we'll do something like that. Little freebies. Simon, nice to see you. And a 3-foot sump should be enough for that tank. Yeah, probably. I kind of work on I like to give a sump. I'm forgetting my own rule now. A third or a quarter of the size of the tank is usually good for a sump, but a sump is just generally good because it's usually got more volume and gives you more options because you can do more things like hide equipment and that kind of stuff. But it takes up space. It does take up space. That's the only thing where I can get another tank in there. That might be good. So it's playing some competing things against each other, that's all. Right, we're up to 17. And we're down at the bottom, and hi from Mum and Dad. Hello, Mum and Dad. Are you joining us in the quiz this evening? Because if you are, get in now, because we're about to start. In 20 seconds. Good luck, everyone. There might be a theme. I forgot to ask last week's winner for a theme, so I've just used Valentine's as the theme for this week. Here we go. Based on an average of 70 beats per minute, how many times a day does the human heart beat? It's a heart, therefore it's Valentine's related. Is it 100,000 times, 200,000, 150,000, or 80,000 times? How many times a day does the human heart beat? I know mine beats a lot more than that because my average heart rate is a bit higher than that. Roll up, get the answers in. Yeah, you can just do maths and figure this one out. Clearly, very few of you did, because the correct answer is 100,000 times. A resting heart rate of 70 beats per minute, the human heart beats around 100,000 times a day, which averages out to around 2.5 billion lifetime beats. There you go. So 2 of you have got some points. It's Juggler snuck in without saying anything. He wasn't here last week, so he knows he has to come and make up some points. I bet he sat like at a romantic dinner with Mrs. Juggler, just with his phone under the table. Ooh. Yes, dear. How many times a minute do you think your heart beats? Right. Starting off strong. 2 people got that one right. Question 2. Endemic to southwestern Australia, what marsupial is internet famous for being the happiest animal in the world? And there's a picture of it. Is that a bandicoot, a quokka, a wallaby, or a wombat? What do we think it is? Kick him out for not saying hi. What do we think that is? Well, we don't know what it looks like. Nobody thinks it's a bandicoot, clearly. Because a bandicoot's, that's just a computer game. There's no real animal that's a bandicoot, is there? I don't know, I'm saying that now. Oh no, it is a thing. But it's a different thing. It's not the thing we're thinking about. So you're right not to pick bandicoot, let's say that. But is it a quokka, a wallaby, or a wombat? It's a quokka. Celebrities such as Chris Hemsworth, tennis star Roger Federer, and Margot Robbie. That sounds like tennis star Roger Federer and Margot Robbie. Margot Robbie's not a tennis star. Have all taken selfies with quokkas. Naturally smiling faces have led to their reputation as the happiest animals on Earth. Shadow takes the lead, closely followed 2 points behind by Laurie Carey Day and Mona Lee in third. Well done all. Question 3. Discovered by scientist Alexander Fleming in 1928, what widely used antibiotic was originally dubbed mold juice? Was it penicillin, bacitracin, sulfidine, or tetracycline? Bacitracin? That can't be how that's pronounced. Bacitracin? Bacitracin. Bacitracin. It's not that one. It's not B. Yeah. I feel like they've done well calling it penicillin rather than mold juice. Because it was indeed, as everyone thought, penicillin. What's that? You feeling a bit down? Oh, you got a bit of a fever. Here, have some of this mold juice. Oh, yummy. So everyone got that one, so that was just a question of speed. How quickly did you get it? Question number 4. Which of these is not an actual blood type? A, B, A-O, or O? I don't know why I felt the need to say it like that. Sorry, I've just spilt about 15 quid's worth of Artemia flake on the floor. Right, which of these is not a real blood type? A, B, O, or O? You think it is O, or A, or O? Nobody thinks it's B. It is, in fact, AO. There are 4 main blood types, A, B, O, and AB. Shadow still in the lead. Mona Lee takes second. Laurie Carey Day is up to third. And we are now trying a new beer. A new as in another. This one's called Arawaki. Again, another fancy can. Question 5. A calorie is the energy needed to raise the temperature of 1 litre of which liquid by 1 degree Celsius? Americans, take note. This is why things make sense with proper measurements. It's not like Fahrenheit where it's half the flight of an unladen finch. Water, carbon, hydrogen or mercury. Half of you saying water. 1 carbon, 7 hydrogens and 2 mercuries. It is, of course, water. Because it's simple and makes sense. 0's where water freezes. 100's where water boils. Takes 1 calorie to raise it by 1 degree. Simple. Sensible. Sorry, I'm not going to start attacking Americans straight away. Save that for later. Lemoy. There's a new name. I feel like I'm getting into the habit of saying there's a new name to people who have clearly been here for a while, but I don't think I've seen Lemoy before, so hello and welcome. Question 6. First developed by the Japanese auto industry in 1994, the now ubiquitous QR code stands for Quick Blank Code. What is blank? Is it relay, response, radio, or reaction? What's the definition of a calorie in American then? Yeah, who knows? I'm seeing lots of, what? Eh? Not a chemist. What? What? Sale on Artima Flight food and dog hair in your fish shine coat. Yes. No, I shall use that for feeding the blackworm culture or something like that. Who made this quiz? Elon Musk. What? No, it makes sense and isn't in any way trying to overthrow a government. It is, according to you lot, response. Or maybe relay. It's response. Well done, everyone who said response. Zenny McGinger making it into the top 3. Question 7. Which of these is not a character from a Charles Dickens novel? Is it Boo Radley, Tiny Tim, Artful Dodger, or Uriah Heep? Mum here, I'm not doing the quiz, I wasn't in soon enough, plus I have a new phone. Alright, so we'll see you in the quiz in about 4 months when you get used to it then. Hope you're healing up well. My mum's now of an age where she's a fall risk. I know that I'm a fall risk now, and I'm obviously younger than my mum. But she fell over and hurt herself, so everyone say best wishes. Best wishes, Jackie. Hope you heal fast. So which one of these isn't in a Dickens novel? Boo Radley for most of you. Boo Radley it is. Boo Radley is a band, but I think Boo Radley was... I can not remember the name of the thing. It's the one with the courthouse and the remake had Matthew McConaughey in it. It was a book. Not the remake of the book, the remake of the film. I don't know. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? Anyway. June and Escapee make it into the top 3. So we've got Only Owls and Only Oscars in second, and Escapee in third. Another new name I don't recognise. Welcome. Boo Radley's out of chitchat, To Kill a Mockingbird. Yes, that's what I was thinking of. Thank you, Juggler. Question number 8. What legendary American fashion designer founded the popular Polo brand men's label in 1968? Was it Ralph Lauren, Michael Kors, Calvin Klein, or Tommy Hilfiger? Well, so get well soon, mums. Thank you, Ken, to Kill 'Em Mockingbird. That was the one. Most of you think it was Ralph Lauren because it was Ralph Lauren. Or Ralph Lauren, depending on how you want to pronounce it. Top 3 remain the same on this one. We're about to go into the penultimate question before the bets kick in. So question 9. According to the National Retail Federation, roughly how much do Americans spend on flowers every Valentine's Day? 250 million, 1 billion, 500 million, 2 billion. Juggler answered that Mockingbird question before it was even asked. Now that's fishy. That counts as one of the fishy questions then, surely. How much do Americans spend on flowers? What do we think? We don't know. It's quite an even split there. 1 billion being £1 billion on flowers. That's a lot of flowers, surely. But in fact, it's 2 billion. That's some expensive flowers. SGH takes the lead on that one. Stephen P knows his flowers. I was too busy trying to find SKP on the board. I didn't realise you said escapee. Sorry, I'm mispronouncing things. Right, this is the question 10, the first of your betting questions. So you will be prompted to gamble an amount of the points you have accumulated so far. If you don't venture any points, you cannot win any points. You also cannot lose any points. So that might be your strategy. So here you go. Question number 10. Here's your cryptic clue. This question concerns sailors, spinach, and tattoos. What could that mean? Musk will cut that flower bill. Juggler thinks it's about Popeye. He is correct. What does Popeye the Sailor Man toot toot have tattooed on his forearms? Is it ships, sparrows, nautical stars, or anchors? Popeye the Sailor Man, he lives in a caravan. I can't sing the rest of that for legal reasons. It would be more romantic and skillful to grow your own flowers in anticipation of the holiday. That's going to some effort, definitely. You should get points for that. What do we think? Wow! One person thought sparrows. Nobody thought ships. Interesting. It was anchors. Well done. Well done, everyone. So now it's a case of how much did you bet in comparison to other people, unless you're that one person who got it wrong. Who I will now look up and shame publicly. Mickey. Oh no. Mickey lost all his points. I don't know why I looked it up and it's clearly from shut up, Graham. Anyway, SJH is in the lead. Second is Lemoy, and June from Only Oscars is in third place. Well done. Question number 11. From what language is the word ombudsman derived? Ombudsman. Is it Greek, Latin, Swedish? Sorry, Hans. Or Turkish? Greek, Latin, Swedish, or Turkish? Is it Swedish? Hurdy-gurdy. It's called the Ombudsman. It's quite an even split. It was indeed Swedish. Who'd have thunk it? Sweden was the first country to appoint an independent official known as an ombudsman to investigate complaints against government officials and agencies. As Stephen says, I said it in a Swedish accent. It sounded right. Yeah, I said that too. It does. But yes, it was. Sweden was the first country to come up with an ombudsman, and they named it Ombudsman. For those of you that don't know, an ombudsman's, as it says there, an independent body used to regulate some kind of field. So, if you have a problem with something, take it up with the ombudsman. SJH, only Oscars and Lemoy make up your top 3 still. Interesting, the Dutch also have a word. Well, everybody has a word for it. That's how words work. Come on, Jack, play the game. Every day's a school day, says Brian. Indeed, if nothing else, you'll learn one crap fact, minimum, from playing the Aquarium Adventures quiz. Question 12. Females in which order of insect famously eat the males after mating? Is it the mantis, the hornet, the silverfish, or the beetle? What do we think? I've just realised I've not started my thing. I can't remember what it's called either. It's... I have to start my chat bot so you can all shout, "Wake up!" at me. Sorry, I did a little bit of a side quest there. You all thought the answer was mantis, except for one person who I will shortly shame. The answer is, of course, mantis, which has done this to the scores. And the person who needs to be shamed this time is Jamie. Jamie took 20 seconds to go with the wrong answer. Sorry, Jamie. I think Jamie might have left. Maybe that's why. Question number 13. In what country were potatoes first discovered? Was it the United States, Peru, England, or Ireland? Skipper's Aquarium says, hello everyone. Hello yourself. How are we doing? Right, who fell for my trap? 7 of you fell for my trap. Potatoes were not discovered or invented in Ireland. Ireland just had a lack of potatoes. Potatoes were invented. They weren't invented. They were first discovered in Peru. The Inca Indians in Peru were the first to cultivate potatoes around 8000 BC. In 1536, Spanish conquistadors, I love that word, conquistador, conquered Peru, discovering the flavours of the potato and carried them back to Europe. June is our leader. Only Owls / Oscars with 1175, Lemoy 1121, Escapee 1115. Who's in fourth? Come on, cycle round. You can do it. SJH fourth, Juggler fifth, Tom and Jerry, Stevie P, Shadow, Jack Tank, and Laurie Carey Day making up your top 10. Question 14. Cupid, the god of desire and affection, is the son of who? The Roman goddess of love and beauty. Is it Venus, Athena, Aphrodite, or Artemis? Who's Cupid's parent? Ooh, Aphrodite is the most common one. Let's read the question again. Cupid, the god of desire and affection, is the son of Roman goddess of love and beauty. It's Venus. Cupid is the offspring of Mercury, the winged messenger of the god, and Venus, goddess of love, and is most portrayed as a winged infant with a quiver of arrows. A chunky little infant. SGH up to second after that one. Number 15. Shakespeare's quintessential tale of star-crossed lover Romeo and Juliet takes place in the Italian town of Venice, Verona, Padua, Florence. Star-crossed lovers of Venice, Verona, Padua, or it might be Padua, or Florence. I don't know how to say it. It's not Padua. I don't know how to say that. What do we think? The too fair star-crossed lover of Florence? No, it's of course Verona. The very famous two households, both alike in dignity, in fair Verona, where we lay our scene. It's like in the first line. I hated reading this. I'm not a fan of the Bard. Do you know what? I'm not a massive fan either, but this was the first one that I read, the first one that I studied, the first one that I saw. I even liked the films, the remakes, like the Leonardo DiCaprio ones and stuff. I think I like this one. It's a good story, and it's so copied. It's in so many other films and stories, and it's for me, this is the true definition of a classic. A classic that has put SJH up into the lead, followed closely by Lemoy and Tom and Jerry. Romeo, let down your hair. Yeah, all that kind of stuff. I had to take 2 Shakespeare classes in college. Awful. Yeah, some of it is just bonkers, and I really liked Romeo and Juliet, I must admit, but I remember we went on to, I think it was, what was it? It was either Othello or Hamlet, where the teacher that was teaching us it was like, well, what they meant by this is, and then it was like a hour-long diatribe about one line of text, and what he meant was, I'm like, you don't even know who he is. Never mind what he meant by that. Maybe he just meant he walked up the hill. Maybe it's nothing to do with, well, of course, when his brother died, and then he had to take up the reins of the family business, and then the pressure of the... Like, no, he meant just walked up the hill. So, yeah, I get where you're coming from with that. And when I went to America when I was younger to play golf for a while, and some of the American kids that were there were like, oh, we've been studying Shakespeare in school, so we know how to talk to you guys. And we're like, what? They thought we all spoke like that, which was very strange. Very strange. Anyway, question 16, I digress. The term helter-skelter, inspired by the title of a Beatles song in which turned influenced cult leader Charles Manson. What is the term's original meaning? An easier way to ask this question is, what's helter-skelter mean? Is it an Irish folktale? Is it an amusement park ride? Is it a weather phenomenon? Is it an English spice? What's a helter-skelter? Yeah, I didn't get to just pick and choose the good Shakespeare plays. I had to read them all. God, that must have been awful. Yeah, I share your pain. So, what's a helter-skelter, people? I can't believe this has caused such division. I thought everyone knew what helter-skelter was. Aquatic Moose thinks it's sea. Lisa thinks it's sea. Brian thinks it's sea. You live in Britain / Ireland. How can you not know it's an amusement park ride? Helter-skelter. One of these things. That's a helter-skelter. Surely everyone knows this. Oh, clearly not. It's an amusement park ride. Lemoy knew what it was. Escapee knew what it was. Jack Tank knew what it was. Juggler didn't. What? Boo. What's the ride named for? Just something has to be called something first. Not everything's named after something else. You were all thinking it was too cerebral. I was thinking the helter-skelter was named after a thing. No. It went a slidey thing, Beatles, done. Question 17. What foodstuff is the second most traded commodity in the world, behind crude oil? Is it wheat, sugar, corn, or coffee? Coffee. Wheat, sugar, corn, or coffee? I am a bit sorry. Graham's the Norse god of trickery and sleights. I do like to throw in some trickery, which means I can be perfectly obvious sometimes and you still get tricked. What foodstuff is the second most traded commodity in the world behind crude oil? You think it is? You think it's sugar? Okay, fairly even split with wheat, sugar, corn and coffee. It is coffee. 4 people got that one right. Well done, 4 people. Escapee moves up to first by getting that one right. Jack Tank up to 4th. Muzzy is it? Well done. Up to 14th. And Mickey up to 18th. Yes. Humans collectively consume an average of 2.3 billion cups of coffee a day. Billion. Wow. If all of them had a sugar in their coffee, sugar would have been the right answer. Question number 18. Which European country traditionally celebrates April Fool's Day with a fish-shaped chocolate? This counts as my fish question of the week. We're moving into Tooth and Claw. Tooth and Claw. Cat Amongst. This is a tropical IPA. Remember earlier when I said I don't like fruity beers? I like a tropical IPA. Which European country traditionally celebrates April Fool's Day with a fish-shaped chocolate? Is it Germany, Italy, England, or France? You think it is... Oh, you're not sure. You think it's either Germany or France. 4 of you think Italy. 1 person thinks England. That person clearly doesn't live in England. Because the correct answer is France. April Fool's Day in France is known as, here comes my French accent, Poisson d'Avril, April fish. Jack Tank's got that one right. False Inspector got that one right. Brian, Gas Musk, Big B, Tom and Jamie got that one right. Well done. This beer is disappointing. Question 19. Penultimate question, people. What 1990s alternative American rock band scored a #1 single with heart-shaped box in 1993? This counts as a Valentine's question. Was it Soundgarden, Foo Fighters, Bush, or Nirvana? What 90s alternative American rock band scored a #1 single in 1993 with heart-shaped box? Soundgarden, Foo Fighters, Bush, or Nirvana? I'm about to eat your heart-shaped box, says Tommy. That's... What? That's worrying. Slangevar, cheers. My music knowledge ends in the 80s, like most of me. Who sang or who had a hit with Heart-Shaped Box? 15 of you know the answer because it's Nirvana, of course. It was the last song Kurt Cobain performed in March 1994. There you go. So those of you that said Foo Fighters, you're kind of nearly close. But no. SGH in first place. He has a commanding lead of, 15 points or something? Over Jack Tank, who has a commanding lead of, 50 points over Escapee. Ginge the Gaffer got that one right. And 87 points. That was fast. Well done. I think that might have been the fastest. Is anyone faster? No, well done, Ginge. Final question. Pardon me. Remember, again, this is a gambling question. You get to wager any points you might have already. Don't wager anything. You can't lose anything, but you also can't win anything. Up to you. Here comes your cryptic clue. You're going to love this one. I was waiting for a question on the real life Jonah on the news today. Yeah, I saw that. I should have thought about that. Yeah. We'll talk about that in a minute. That was awesome. You're going to love this question because it's to do with Valentine's Day. According to music streaming platform Spotify, the song most added to love-themed playlists is You're Beautiful. I will always love you. Nothing compares to you. All of me. That's all of you. Etc. That was me murdering all 4 of those popular songs. Was someone really inside of a whale? Briefly, yes. I'll show you the video shortly. So, according to Spotify, which song is the most added to loved themed playlists? Tommy went D. Juggler went D. Stevie P says, please be D. Aquatic Moose says B. And I will get this question wrong. Because the answer is D. It's All of Me by John Legend. Since its release in 2013, All of Me by John Legend is the top choice for love and Valentine themed playlists. Brian says, none of these are in my Spotify playlist. Mandy is clearly ending on 13 points because she hates everything and everyone. Tom is clearly ending on 0 points because this is a stupid quiz. You didn't say since 2023. I didn't. And that is neither the answer or relevant to the question. What's that done to the scores? Let's see who has won. Let me move that out of the way. Your winners this evening are... in 3rd place, Stevie P 2003 with 2,352 points. 2nd place, Tom and Jerry with 2,460 points. And in 1st place, Jack Tank with 2,626 points. Well done all. There are your final points. Yep, Zenny on 13 points, as predicted. Sorry, Mandy. A few people got over 2,000 though. Top 5 were all over 2,000. That's not too bad. Lots of people on 0. Lots of people on 0. Right. Sorry, everyone. So now we get to everyone's favourite part of the evening where we do live spreadsheeting. Because we know how much everyone loves live spreadsheeting. Let's get that in there. We'll take that one there. We'll remove that column there. Copy that. Wait a minute. Why have people got minus points? You can't have minus points. Hang on. Something's no right here. I've exported the wrong list. That's what we've done wrong here. Good catch, everyone. We'll take that and we'll delete that and then we'll copy that because that's more like it. Move that in there. We're in week 2, I think. Do that, which means False Inspector is still in 1st place, but look how close it is. With him and Stevie P. No sign of Juggler. Not even in the top 10. Lebo's in the top 10. I don't know why I said it like that, as if I was so surprised. Zenny's in the top 10. Sorry. What happened to Juggler? Did they get that? I thought Juggler went D, surely. You said you went D, which was the right answer. Has shenanigans happened? What's happened? Juggler got 0 points. What happened, Juggler? Hang on, what's happened here? Juggler did not get the last question correct. Oh dear. I don't know what happened there. Anyway, there is your top 10. 2 weeks in. January, February even, is a short month, obviously. So there's only... Is there one more week or is there 2 more weeks? No, 2 more weeks just. So it's anybody's game, really, if you want to get in there. Oh yeah, Juggler says, apparently I didn't hit D. Oops. I don't love anything about this. It is BS and stupid, and Stephen isn't streaming today, so these quizzes were my only chance to feel smart, and now you've gone and ruined everything like crap. I'm sorry. Who was tonight's winner, did we say, in the end? I've lost it now. It was Mickey. No, it wasn't. Mickey was the winner of that last question. It was Jack Tank. So, Jack Tank, before you go, give us a specialist subject for next week. And I will do up to 5 questions on your specialist subject. I can neither confirm or deny that I've driven through 3 states while playing today's quiz. Oh dear. Pull over and tell us you're still alive. But you've just made Mandy feel extra stupid that you've come fourth with 2,220 points while driving. Is it not a leap year this year? Nope. Afraid not. Dan James says, what beer is it you're drinking? Okay, let's go big face. This one is called Cat Amongst by Tooth and Claw. Again, I went for the bottle looked fancy, the can looked fancy, so I'm going with that one. Yeah, it's fine. It's not chewy. It's fairly opaque, but it's not chewy. It's a fruity DIPA, I think it was. No, it's a tropical IPA. It's not my jam. Sorry. World capitals, says Jack Tank. Okay, so next week you can all bone up on world capitals. That's a good one. I like that. Well done. I don't need any help, thank you, to feel extra stupid. I do it all by myself. It doesn't count. It's an English quiz. English? English? I mean, I do live in England, so you've got a point. But still, I am Scottish, so I don't like that. Last time I saw that colour in a glass, the doc said I had an infection. Yeah, you're not wrong. That's like severely dehydrated, isn't it? Right, we're going to go straight into the Eliminator. Because I've had feedback that people don't like the bits where I talk and they'd much rather just have the quizzes. So, because this is the 200th episode, we're going to go straight into the Eliminator. The link has now been posted. There it is. I will try and keep up with chat and answer any questions and chat that you may have. We may even have a game of bingo after this, because we're going to stop using the CrowdPur software in a few weeks. Hopefully Jack's gone to bed now, and I'm going to steal Jack's quiz software and use that instead because it's free and doesn't crash constantly. Mandy says, okay, I can take the week off next week. Geography, might as well do quantum physics. No bingo. It wasn't the 100th episode where Gordon... It was, yes. So, for those of you who have just joined, for the 100th episode, I reached out to a few people to say, could you make me a video? Say, oh, congratulations on doing 100 streams, blah, blah, blah. But I asked them to, like, pretend they didn't know who I was, or legitimately not know who I was, or to make some kind of faux pas or whatever. And I can't remember who it was now. But one of them called me Gordon instead of Graham, so there was like, congratulations Gordon on 100 streams. So then we used that as the name for the giant snakehead. Oh, that time ago. So that was 100 weeks ago. So nearly 2 years ago. So I was going to do the same for the 200th, but I thought, it's Valentine's, no one's going to turn up, everyone's going to be doing something much more interesting. So we'll do it for 250. So I'll try and do some kind of special event for 250 streams. If I'm still here, if I'm still alive in another 50 weeks' times. I'm planning to be. Don't worry about me or anything. Forget them. We like the talky bits. They're ignorant and senile. Well, the talky bits recently have mostly been me slagging off Americans for doing silly American things. So I'm trying to be more inclusive and not do that. So we'll do that by going straight into the quiz. The Eliminator, for those of you who are new here, is a quiz of 10 questions. And it's like a survivor quiz. You answer a question right, you get to stay in and answer the next question. You answer that one right, and so on and so on. If you answer all 10 correctly, within 3 to 6 business months, I will send you a prize, which will mostly be compiled of various tat that I find around the fish room. If he's still alive after spending Valentine's streaming and not taking Missy's aquarium out for the night, I've already taken Missy's aquarium out. I thought about this. We went out for a very romantic 5:30 p.m. dinner. We went out for a curry at 5:30. Even the people in the curry house were like, "What? We've only just opened." We're like, "Yeah, if you're open, can we come in?" But we've only just opened. But you are open. You've confirmed you are open. Well, yes. Can we therefore come in and have a meal? But it's only 5:30. We're aware of that. We've got places to be and things to do. Can we come in and have a curry, please? It was lovely.
Cheers.
Cheers. Us Americans are okay with it. Good. Right, we're going to go straight into the Eliminator. Are we ready, people? I don't know if we are, because I'm not. Hang on, give me a minute. Presentation view, click that button, move that thing over there, put that there. For those of you that like to use the QR code, quick relay code, quick response code, quick reactor code. I now can't remember what QR stands for. Whatever. If the restaurant wasn't expecting customers at that time, then why open? My point exactly. Yes, it was ridiculously early to have dinner, but still, you're open. Can we come in? It was actually lovely. I want to slag them off for that, but it was called the House of Biryani. Guess what we had? First person in chat that gets the right answer. Second quiz, who wants to take bets if the first question works or not? The first question usually works. It's the second or third question we have problems with, which is the reason I am not renewing. I think Andrew's a bit gutted that I'm not renewing, because he has to do this because it's the only one that does bingo. No customers, you get the employees to stand in a line outside the front door, and it shows the business that this place was completely dead, completely empty. It was just a look of shock on their faces, like, what? You want dinner? I'm like, yeah. You had chicken korma. I did not. You had vindaloo. I did not. Korma, no. I think that's meant to say biryani. Yeah, I did have biryani. It was called the House of Biryani. I'm not going to go to somewhere called the House of Biryani and not have a biryani. I had their house special biryani, which had lamb, chicken. It's meant to be 2 types of chicken and lamb. There was 1 type of lamb and 1 type of chicken. But it came with some delicious sauces. It was lovely. 10 out of 10 would recommend. We'll go back again. I went with the house special biryani. Missy's Adventures went for the chicken pieces biryani. It was very nice, very nice. Can I get my goldfish back if we go to the old one? We can't, no, because that old one has been taken over by Russian bots. Is now just a den of viruses, basically. Oh no, that was the... Oh, that one might work. I don't know. We'll see. We might trial a few things. I swear the one Jack uses has all kinds of games. Have you and Andrew looked at quizzes? I've looked at quizzes. I ruled it out because I thought I'd get a good deal with this one if I went in half and half with Andrew. So me and Andrew pay for the same subscription. We share a subscription. And if it worked all the time, it'd be fine. And the reason I don't like it is because when we do the Eliminator, this quiz we're about to play now, when we do this, every now and again it just crashes and everyone gets kicked out. And I'm like, I'm paying like 200 quid for this. So, no, not happy. We thought you were going to be ironic and not have what they're named after. No, definitely. If you go to like somewhere that's named after a thing, you have to have that the first time you go, surely. Because that's their main thing. That's going to be the best thing they do. And it was lovely. Yeah, I would definitely go back. Did you think this could do with a bit of the bomb to spice it up again? I will never think that. I've still got the bomb in the fridge. And every time I open the fridge, I look at it and go, you're going to be here for another 20, 30 years, my friend. When this fridge dies and gets thrown away, that's when you get thrown away. I'm going to a bougie Japanese restaurant next Wednesday for my birthday. Oh, very nice, Tommy. That sounds good. Can we have a quiz about how to figure out Graham? I would have to know the answer there. That's not going to happen. Anyway, Eliminator time. There's 16 of you ready to play, and let's go for it. Start the countdown. And good luck, everybody. The Eliminator prize. If you want the bomb, if you win a quiz and you want the bomb, I'll happily send it to you because it will never be used here. Good luck, everybody. On which date is Valentine's Day celebrated? This is a question making sure the quiz works. That you can all get in, you can all answer. Everyone knows what they're doing. Hopefully nobody gets wrong. February the 14th. What's today's? Of course it is. Well done, everybody. I'll take the bomb. Brian, I'll happily send you the bomb. The only criteria is anybody that wants the bomb has to take a video of them eating the bomb. So everybody's still in. Ishy hates Care Zipper his nuts. What? I did zip my nuts once. Is anyone ginger? Why did I admit that? Everybody's still in. That's what we're going for. Question number 2. Which of these 3 retail giants, and I realise I put 4 of them, was founded in 1994 as an online marketplace for books? Which of these was founded as an online marketplace for books Oh, Simon, it timed out. I hope you're lying, because I'm not doing it again. At a fish auction, that would be fun. Maybe we should all go to... We should like have a meet-up, and I'll give you all a tortilla chip with da bomb on it. Whereas I don't take it, and I just sit and go, ha! Told you! It's horrible! Ha ha! Ha ha! It would be... I would mostly want to be mean, because I hated every second of that. And you all loved laughing at me. Are you dying or bidding? Yeah, exactly. I'm not. I just closed the quiz. Don't worry. Okay. Right. Who started as an online marketplace for books? What do we think? You all think it was Amazon, because it was Amazon. Congratulations, all of you. Question number 3. When Sheriff Brody first sees the shark in the classic thriller Jaws, he rather calmly tells Quint, "You're going to need a bigger gun, net, hook, or boat." What's he going to need a bigger one of in Jaws? Gun, net, hook, boat. Everyone going for boat. It was boat. The questions get harder for those of you who are new here. So everyone's still in. Question number 4. What is the largest ocean basin on Earth? Is it the Pacific, the Atlantic, the Indian, or the Arctic? The word basin might throw some of you off there. Don't worry about it. Oh, we've got a bit of a split. 8 people have gone for the largest ocean, the Pacific. 4 people have gone for the second largest ocean, the Atlantic. And 1 person's chosen Indian for some reason. It was the Pacific. It's only question 4. I'm not trying to do anything weird yet. It was the Pacific. So well done, these 8 people. SGH, Texas Tom, Shadow, Muzzy Is It, Only Oscars, Juggler, Stevie P, and Lemoy. All still in. You fell for my mind games, some of you. Question number 5. This is where it starts to get hard traditionally. Which chess piece can only move diagonally? Rook, queen, knight, or bishop? Or castle, queen, horsey, or pointy? Mandy second guessed herself right out of the quiz. I know. The knight moves at a diagonal, says Juggler. But yes, the question is, which chess piece can only move diagonally? While the knight moves eventually diagonally, it also moves up and across. Whereas the bishop only moves diagonally. We lost 1 person. SGH, Shadow, Muzzy, Only Oils. Oh, I cannot get that right. Juggler, Stevie P, and Lemoy are still in. Question number 6. On average, how many bones are humans born with? 192, 235, 260, or 300? On average, how many bones are humans born with? Remember, some of them fused together. But how many are they born with? Wow, we're losing a lot of people here. 235 is the most common answer. On average, humans are born with around 300 bones, a third of which ultimately fuse together to form 206. So the correct answer was, of course, the only one left is Muzzy Is It. Muzzy Is It? It is Muzzy. that was question 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. 4 more questions and you win a prize. And Muzzy as it lives locally, so I can drive the prize to him. You might get yours faster than anyone else. 4 more to go. Question 7. Which of these sports is not featured in a traditional triathlon? Swimming, cycling, rowing, or running? What's not in a triathlon? Another sucky quiz. Thank you, sore losers. It's the same questions for everyone, so don't come at me with your sucky quiz nonsense. Which of these is not a traditional triathlon? Muzzy thinks it is rowing. He is correct, of course. Triathlons are swimming, cycling, and running. So Tom's still in. 3 questions to go. I'm now moving on to a new beer, as in the next beer. I've had it before. This one's called Other Eyes. It's a hazy IPA, 6%. Question number 8. Here we go. Which of these art movements is most closely associated with the Spanish painter Salvador Dali? Surrealism, abstract expressionism, impressionism, or postmodernism? Which of these would you most closely associate with Salvador Dali? He of the melting clocks. I'd be surprised if Tom doesn't get this one. I am unsurprised. Tom has guessed surrealism, because that is indeed the answer. It's surrealism. Salvador Dali's The Persistence of Memory, seen here, is one of the most recognisable surrealist paintings of all time. So yes, often when people use examples of different types of movements or whatever, if they say, oh, give us an example of surrealism, this is the one they use. It's the melty clocks, which is Salvador Dali. There you go. That makes sense. So Muzzy is still in it. 2 questions to go. Oh, we're getting close. Cheers. Brian does not like these questions. What? Is this a real question? What? Question 9. Here we go. What is the oldest event in horse racing's Triple Crown? Is it the Kentucky Derby, the Belmont Stakes, the Preakness Stakes, or the Breeders' Cup Classic? What is the oldest event in horse racing's Triple Crown? Tommy thinks it's D, the Breeders' Cup Classic. Tommy is incorrect. Tommy also thinks it's Kentucky Derby. Tommy's still incorrect. Tom also went Kentucky Derby and is incorrect because the answer is the Belmont Stakes. Unfortunately, there are no survivors. Tell you what, Tom, if you organise that game of golf, I'll come and I'll let you win a couple of holes. That can be your consolation prize. Question 10, just for fun. Let's see. Which of these Caribbean islands is a British territory and not an independent country? First person to put the correct answer in chat wins nothing. Brian says A, Barbados. He is incorrect. Mandy says C, Anguilla, and is correct. Well done. It is indeed Anguilla. So close, Tom. So close. Many have got to question 9, and many have failed. So you join those ranks. 17 started, 17 were eliminated. So, thank you for taking part, everyone. But yeah, you're all losers. So, I need to stop doing that. WTF is the Belmont Stakes? Well, it turns out it's the oldest event in racing's Triple Crown. I have heard of the Belmont Stakes. I didn't know it was the oldest one. If I'm completely honest, I didn't know that. Mandy says, that was the one I didn't realise was British at all. So I went with it. Yeah, and you won. Well done you. Right, we are at 22:42. So you can have 15 minutes of asking me questions and having me answer them. Or you can have 15 minutes of bingo. We'll do a quick poll by either type in bingo or no bingo. We're not losers. The quizmasters are the I'm not a loser. I love horseback, G, and I knew that answer. Thank you, June. See, there are questions for everybody. A lot of you think I just spend the last 5 minutes, like at 8:45, making up questions. But no, I spend hours on this. Trying to come up with a diverse set of questions. Elon Musk would hate my questions, they're so diverse. Something for people who like fish, something for people who like specialist subjects, something for people who know nothing, something for people for like guessing, something for people who are really clever. I try to cover all the bases. We've got one for questions, one for bingo, one for no bingo. Show the Jonah vid. That's what we were going to do. We were going to do that.
New video shows a humpback whale swallowing a kayaker whole. Moments later, that kayaker spit right out and is alive to tell the story. George Solis joins us tonight from the Telemundo Center in Miami. So, George, walk us through what we're seeing in this video. If you can go
moments in the video that has now gone viral. You could actually hear him telling his son, come here, and stay calm and grab the boat. Now, this tale of biblical proportions unfolding on February 8th, according to Adrian Simancas, the man seen there in the video, oblivious to the apparent threat around him as they floated there in the waves. You can see the whale there in the water. Right. Now, without warning...
They haven't showed the actual thing. This is better. So you see the dude in the middle. He's like, what's going on, Dad? Oh my God, I've been swallowed by a whale. He's gone. And then the whale's been like, ugh, that's not a fish. My favourite part of this is, look what happens here. So this is a father and son out kayaking. Doing the thing. The son, fully swallowed by a whale at this point. And the father's just videoing it, as you do. Fully swallowed, still swallowed, still swallowed, still swallowed, and spat out. And the first thing he says is, chill out. I've just been swallowed by a fucking whale. Stop telling me chill out. He's like, tranquilo, tranquilo, tranquilo. No, fuck you. Been swallowed by a whale. It's awesome. The whale's just like, oops, sorry.
Hey. Ya, vente. Tranquilo, agarra el bote, agárralo.
Yeah, just stay calm. You've only been swallowed by a whale a little bit. Unfortunately, he's called Adrian, not Jonah. Bingo. Horse racing. Can't you do an actual poll? I'm lazy. Bingo. Actual question, real question, as I kind of posted it on Discord. Is there any actual any such thing of what? Too many questions. Actual question, real question, as I kind of posted on Discord, is there any such thing of an expert in fish keeping? Right, I get where you're going with that. I'll come back to that in a second. His name is Jonah. It's not. Unfortunately, it's Adrian. But yeah, 100% real. It's... I mean, he's definitely swallowed by a whale. That's all I can say is. But you can tell, or I think you can tell, that the being swallowed by a whale is actually a whale going, oh, feeding. Oh, feeding. Oh, what the fuck? What was that? Anyway, oh, feeding. So it's not like the whale was hunting him or anything like that. It's just like he happened to be dicking around where a whale was feeding. Yeah, he needed a bigger boat, indeed, and then he wouldn't have been swallowed. But how cool would that be, to be swallowed by a whale and then spat back again? I don't know. I reckon lots of people would pay for that. Anyway, it seems we're big on bingo. We're going to have a go at bingo for the last 10 minutes of this. If I can figure out how to do it again. My experience is a bingo presentation view. Move that over there. Copy that there. Apparently the humpback whale's throat is only the size of a household pipe. I read something about that. Its throat is like so small that it was like, what? Ugh, what is this? Get out my throat. Get out my throat. But you know when you go to like these work conferences and things like that where they're like, let's all do like 2 facts and a lie. And you'd be like, I was swallowed by a whale. Well, that's clearly a lie. No, my name's Jonah. But to answer Brian's question, where was it? Let's find it. Actual question. Is there really such a thing as an expert in fish keeping? So, I fall somewhere on the maybe line. So I get that something's gone off where you've had an argument with someone. I'm not entirely sure of all the facts, but I very much like to not say I'm an expert. So I often talk about myself in terms of fish keeping as I'm an enthusiastic amateur. That's how I present myself. I'm not an expert in fish keeping. I'm an enthusiastic amateur. There's plenty still to learn, plenty I don't know, and I'm aware that there's plenty I don't know. But, or whatever. And in those circumstances, people perceive me as an expert, and I'm kind of fine with them calling me an expert because we're not getting down to the type of level of information that I start to worry about, because it's the basics. And in the basics of fish keeping, yes, I'm an expert. I know all the basics. I know where you can go wrong. I know where you can go right. I know the biggest pitfalls. I know the best way to start a fish tank. I know generally most fish and how to do that. Does that make me an expert? In all situations, no. In some situations, yes. And it's the same with any... I would apply that to any walk of life. If you came to me and said, I don't know, are you an expert on Microsoft Azure? Well, I have a certification that says I am, but I wouldn't like to call myself because there'd be somebody that knows more than me. So it depends on your definition of expert. If you're the person most people ask about that thing, then you're the expert. Does that mean you know more than anybody else in the world? Absolutely not. So somebody can be more expert. I think it's fine to be an expert. I think it's less fine to give yourself the label of expert, because that says I know more than anyone else. So I don't like it when people say I'm an expert breeder, I'm an expert this. I'd rather you said I've been breeding for 20 years, or I've been keeping this fish for 40 years, or I've been doing this for a long time. Because expert, to me, feels like you're finished. You've learned everything there is to learn. And in some fields, that you just can't do that. So that's kind of where I stand on that one. I just don't think any one person can know everything. I'm sure some people can know most things. And I'd be happy to call someone else an expert, even if I knew for a fact they didn't know everything. I'd still be happy to say, yeah, Rebecca, freshwater ichthyology, she's an expert in catfish. I bet you there's things she doesn't know about catfish. But she knows a hell of a lot more than me and most people, therefore she can be an expert. Do you know what I mean? I prefer the term time served. Yeah, that could be a thing. Experts don't have to know everything. Better that they know when to apply what they know. There's a way of looking at it. Yeah. I'd be happy if someone was an expert who knew they didn't know everything. A lot of the times, especially in, not necessarily in fish keeping, but in some lines of work, for instance, an expert will be extremely defensive about things they know and don't know. So they'll just point away from the things that they don't know. And an expert to me should be, I know what I know and I know what I don't know. And if you ask me something that I don't know, I'll go, I don't know. That's fine. If you know most things, I think you're okay calling yourself an expert. Anyway, 9 of you have signed up for bingo. What did we think about that? I don't think I'm an expert or master at anything. I just know a lot of mostly useless stuff. Yeah, I'll go with that. I'm not an expert in almost anything. It's really about defining the terms. Cheers. If an expert must know everything about a specific subject, then very few people are going to be experts. If an expert knows most things and is a trusted source on that thing, then a few more people can be experts. If an expert claims to know everything, but doesn't, that's when it gets a bit dodgy. I'd rather someone call themselves knowledgeable. I think that's probably the best line in the sand, is to say, yeah, I know a lot about this. Or I've spent a lot of time thinking about this. We've made it to where we've got 6 minutes to go, so we're going to start bingo. If you want to play bingo, now is the time. You can join at any time, but my bladder can't take it for too much longer. So we're starting in 30 seconds. My argument was, as every day is a school day in my head, an expert does not need to learn anything. I wouldn't even say that. An expert knows a lot of things because they're experienced and they have studied that subject. If they think they're done, that's like a mark against it in my book, because an expert will always want to learn more. Calling out the number 66, clickety click. 52. I think you're just off to a bad start. If you call yourself an expert in anything, you're off to a bad start. Even if you're very knowledgeable in the subject. 24, 52, 66. Lucky number 11. Now, I can't remember how I'm meant to be marking this. Is it the first person to get to 24? I think it is. If you don't have a card to mark, Brian, click the link I posted a little bit earlier. I missed who was the first person to get a number, but currently Stevie P is winning. He is 4th. 17. Oh, we missed 69. My God. Favourite of mine. 37. Something about heaven. 68. One away from a favourite of mine. Yeah, 24 squares plus the 3, which isn't counted. Thank you. 49. Feeling fine. 53. Here comes Herbie. Beep, beep. 75. Feeling alive? I don't know. 45. Man alive. Brian, for someone who doesn't have a card, you're doing surprisingly well. 54. Clean the 4. 19. Number 50. Drifty 50. Is that a thing? Drifty 50. I'm going to have to look up some different. 18. Coming of age. Bingo calls. Bongo calls? What's that mean? Number 60. 5 dozen. Uh, 58. Make them wait, apparently. Number 8, the garden gate. Number 20, getting plenty. Or number 20, one score. $15, young and keen. Ugh, that's a bit predatory. 25, duck and dive. Number 3, cup of tea. Texas Tom is in the lead at the moment. 27, gateway to heaven. 33, dirty knees. All the threes, fish, chip and peas. Number 5, Johnny 5 is alive. Or man alive. Or beehive. 63, tickle me. 3 people now in the lead. 31, sit in the sun. Or get up and run. If you like this kind of stuff. 26, pick and mix. At 4 p.m. weekdays, you can go onto the Aquarium Daily channel and play bingo every day. 39, the 39 steps. Number 2, just one little duck. Jamie has taken the lead. Jamie has just lost the lead to Texas Tom. 59, the Brighton line. Your top 10 at the moment, in no particular order, is False Inspector, Juggler, Only Oscars, Stevie P, Jenny McGinger, Brian, Shadow, Gas Musk, Jamie, and Texas Tom. 21, Key to the Door. Or Royal Salute. 36, 3 dozen. That's quite an unimaginative one. 16, Sweet 16. Never Been Kissed. 44, Droopy Drawers. A lot of them are going to rhyme with needs a pee soon. 41, Time for Fun. There you go. Mandy has put the link to the Aquarium Daily channel if you want to do that kind of stuff. 34. Ask for more. I'm now going to Bob for the remainder of the quiz. 64. Fix that door. If some of you could start getting more numbers, that'd be good. 38. Ain't that great? Christmas cake. 46. Up to tricks. Number 4. Knock on the door. 74. Hit the floor. 56. Shots bus. What? That makes no sense. 42. Winnie the Pooh. 28. Over the gate. Don't think of running water, Graham. Thank you, juggler. That's just what I need. Number 11. Legs 11. 65. Man alive. I mean, do I really need to be here for this? I could go for a pee and come back. Couldn't I? 55. Snakes alive. You just won't know when you've won, I guess. $73. I need a pee. We have a 3-way tie in the lead. 13. Unlucky for some. Number 70. I need a pee. 47. Stairway to Heaven. Number 6. I'm in a fix. Two Little Ducks. 22. In no particular order, your top 5 are Zenny McGinger, Texas Tom, Stevie P, Gas Musk, and False Inspector. Number 9, Doctor's Orders. Number 1, Kelly's Eye. $67. Rhymes with 11. Oh, that's poor. Sorry. 35. Man Alive. Number 40. Naughty 40. Ooh. 14. Valentine's Day. That's today. 71. Such heavenly fun. Oh, few people are getting close now. 61. The Baker's Bun. 51. Rhymes with fun. I don't know. 48. 4 dozen. There's 3 or 4 people that are 2 numbers away. 72. Smells like poo. Oh, we've got 2 people that are 1 number away. 57. Heinz Varieties. Game paused, as Andrew likes to say. We have a winner. False Inspector has got 24 out of 25. Jamie, Only Oscars, Stevie P, and Zenny McGinger, not far away.
Surprising.
Call all squares. Oh, I don't know what that meant. Oh, dear me. Right, anyway. Yeah, we won. Well done, False Inspector. You won a thing. Big face. For now, I am going for a pee, because I desperately need a pee. Thank you all so much for joining me. Click the like button. Join Discord. Do all the other things. I'll be back in a minute. I'll just have to go. Slanjivar. Cheers. Wake up! Graham, wake up! Wake up! Graham, wake up! I am muted. See you all next week, says Lisa. Wake up, says Scott. I'm still awake. This is going to be another one of those snoring on stream. It's not going to be another one of those snoring on streams. I was desperate for a pee. Sorry, I had to go. I couldn't. You're either all going to see me peeing in the corner there, or you just had to wait. Sorry. But we have gone way over time. So, you know. He enjoyed that pee so much. He lost the power of speech. Not indeed. But hello, 10 people. Thank you for staying along. Just to see if I turned back up again. I have turned back up again. Have I got any beer left? No, I have had 4 beers, so you know. I will sign off now. Thanking you all for joining me so much. But I am going to have one more beer. So, you know, if anyone has any questions or any topics of discussion, I'll happily answer them. If you don't, I'll happily end the stream and we can all go our separate ways. I have some videos to catch up on. 3D prints to print. For instance, Stephen, if you're still here, this is your prize. This is a clock that doesn't quite line up. So the 12 and the 6 are slightly off axis. The 1 and the 7 slightly off axis.
Cheers.
So you said you didn't mind getting a slightly dodgy one. But I'm going to fill it with things like this. And stickers and bits and bobs. A lovely clock. An almost lovely clock, exactly. So I have been putting together yours. I've got Juggler and Tash. They have to get a joint present, so theirs has to be a bit better. And Adams. Yeah, I've got three I need to put together. But I'm getting a bit screwed over by posting things these days. For instance, completely off topic, but have I told you all about my new hobby where I solder things and I fix electronics? So one of the things I've been doing is taking all the kids' Xbox controllers and PlayStation controllers and fixing them up again. So one of the kids and I remember buying this for like one of his birthdays. It's an Xbox Elite controller. And I sold it on eBay. I fixed it because one of the sticks has stick drift. I fixed the stick drift. That's fine. I sold it on eBay. The person bought it. They screwed me over. So they initiated the return saying the A button didn't work and the trigger didn't work. And that this popped off. So I was like, oh, I'm really sorry. It must have happened in shipping. So I've given them a refund where I had to pay an extra £5 for shipping. And it's come home and the A button works fine. The triggers work fine. All the buttons work fine. And this had just popped off. It just had to be clipped back down again. And there's no way to give someone on eBay bad feedback anymore. If you're the seller, you can't give the buyer bad feedback, where he's clearly just drifted me. He wanted this for some reason, for a short time, sent it back to me. It's cost me a tenner and I've not done anything. Send it out before you have to pay the tariffs. Yeah. I've been looking for fishy prints. I did one today. It was a yin and yang fish one. Looks awesome. I've been looking for fishy prints. So the thing with this, you can find this on MakerWorld. If you just search Pleco, you'll find this. And it's pretty cool. And I thought, that's pretty cool. The guy posted it on there's a Facebook group called What the Fuck, I'll just 3D print it, for things that cost too much money where people 3D print them. And he went, oh, I've made this. And that's where I started my conversation with him, going, that's really cool. Would you mind if can I license it? Can I sell it? I don't want to just steal it and sell it, because I could just do that. And I'm not getting anywhere with the guy, so I'm just going to give it away for free. But there's loads of fishy things on there that are pretty cool. You definitely have a boo-boo on your head. Do I? On your right. So this is my right. Do you mean this? That's a freckle. Or a mole, or whatever. I mean, I don't remember having any boo-boos. I can't see any boo-boos. I don't know. Maker World. Okay, can I copy that? Copy text. Sorry, this made me laugh. I copied that text from yours. It says 11:17 p.m. Scott Haddo. Maker World does not match anything. Alright. How about we just delete that part? Can we not delete that part? Ooh, a yin yang koi sculpture. That looks vaguely sexual. I don't know if I like that. that doesn't look like a koi to me. That looks like a penis with fins. I also don't really understand the boost thing. People keep asking me to boost things. Why would I boost it? What does that mean? Am I helping someone, hurting someone? But these are the Pleco ones that I've been printing. So that's obviously that. So some of them are pretty cool. But they serve no purpose, so it's just for fun. When you turn your head towards your discus tank, not your forehead, turn towards your discus, it's there. Alright. I mean, if y'all diagnose me and save me from cancer, I can't look at it at the same time, can I? Do you mean that? That? I think that's just a thing as well. It's fine. I think they get some money from Bamboo Labs or something if you get an amount of boosts. Because I've listed a few things on there as well, but I quite like this one. I like the cartoony ones. Do you have a birthmark on... I'm going to have to look at this. What is this? So it's like there-ish, isn't it? It's just a mole. Yeah, it's just a mole. Sorry. It's not cancer. Sorry. But thanks for looking out for me, though. Just trying to look out for you, dude. No, it's appreciated. If you find something that I go, oh my god, you've saved me from death. But yeah, it's just, I've hundreds of moles. I've got moles all over the place. I'm very moley. So yeah. So there's 12 of us now. What do you want to talk about for the next 12 minutes? Just looked it up. You get rewards for people boosting your file, and if you get enough rewards, you get some money. Fair enough. Slanjava. Cheers. It's not cancer, sorry. I don't mean to disappoint everyone, but I'm sure I'll get it eventually. But that one in particular is just a regular mole. I've got lots of them. About to strip off for y'all now. But if you look at my arms, for instance, just covered in moles, and it goes all over my body. All over my body. Or ask me about 3D printing and we could be here for hours. So for someone who will likely only use it recreationally and doesn't have a lot of practical uses, is a 3D printer worth it? Not only the money, but the counter space. Mandy, we're not that different. If you ask me offhand, I can't think of reasons to have a 3D printer. But when I think about it, the amount of times I've used a 3D printer, it's paid for itself over and over again. Things like... so let's think about things. I had a latch on the tumble dryer. So I have a dryer. It had a bit of a latch on it where the filter thing meets the... I don't know how to describe it. It's a little plastic piece that was about yay big by about yay size, that the door wouldn't shut because it was broken. And I couldn't buy a replacement from the vendor. I had to buy a whole new door, and it was like £100. But I printed a little bit of plastic about the yay big by yay big, and it worked. So I count that as £100 savings. I had a shelf within my kitchen cupboards that wouldn't sit right, so it sat at an angle, and everything I put on the shelf slowly worked its way towards the front. I printed a little riser that fitted perfectly in the little doodah that you put shelf things into. Raised it up a little bit. Perfect. It cost me 13 pence. I don't know what it saved me, but it saved my head because it was properly pissing me off. I printed this. This is a little pen holder. So I've got pens, I've got a test tube, I've got various things, I've got SD card holders, but I made it to the size I wanted it because it fits perfectly under my monitor. Right there. I printed a clock, that doesn't mean anything. I printed this because I wanted to learn CAD. So this has lots of complex shapes and curves. So I wanted to learn how to make this, so I learned how to do CAD by printing a pencil holder. I printed these little storage boxes for holding things. I printed these drawers for holding things. I printed this phone case. I don't need most of these things. Some of them just are nice, some of them have filled the space. I've printed for Valentine's Day, for Missy's Adventures, I printed a vase that had hearts on it. I've made countless things for the kitchen, for the bathroom, for the whatever, that just fill little jobs that don't matter, but they're just like, it's just random stuff. I've printed spray bars, overflows. There's a bracket for a power head over there that I've used, that I've printed. I've printed risers, I've printed just... I can't think of a way to articulate all the things that I've printed, but for the counter space that it's taken up, it's definitely worth it. So that's all I can say. How's your wrist after that fall? Still fucked. I use it for recreational use at the moment anyway, but my wrist, Or the 3D printer, yeah. Mostly the 3D printer, most of it is just stuff that's fun to print. I like printing silly things. I mean, obviously I've printed stuff that has a practical use. And I'm trying to monetize Aquarium Adventures as much as I can. I'm assuming I'm going to get made redundant eventually. Or I'm going to try and retire early. And Aquarium Adventures will be my income stream. So I'm trying to maximize that as much as possible. But the 3D printing is just makes life easier. As and when you come across a little problem, you go, if only I could get a little thing that was like that big by that big, that would make that so much. Oh, I can print it. But also, my most recent prints have been a duck army. I've printed like 100 tiny little ducks. Because why wouldn't you? How much will it cost to actually print your dartboards around? So, the software I'm using at the moment, the Bamboo Labs software, you can put in your electricity cost, your cost of your filament, and every print it works out how much it'll cost. So I reckon that dartboards around would have cost me about £4, something like that maybe. I feel like it'll pay for itself in random fish stuff alone. But I'm not sure. I'm too old to learn new tech. You're the same age as me, Mandy. I learned it. You'll be fine. Did you do the phone case and TPU? I didn't. So this one is plain PLA. And it was fine. I used it for a while. But it's also the reason it's not the phone case that's actually on my phone. Whereas this one is TPU and fits perfectly and is movable and moldable. So TPU was definitely the way to go. And my Bamboo Labs A1 prints it perfectly. Flatbed Aquatics, hello. £4, you taking the piss? They sell for about 70 quid. Yeah, that's why I made my own. Because I could make it for like £4. So, the surround itself, yeah, £4. I think I'd be happy to stick to that. The light was maybe £5 or £6. I think it was an IKEA LED strip light thing. So I reckon less than a tenner I got the surround thing. Amanda says she's not too old. Yeah, you're not. You're definitely not. Because so much of it can be... So, right, a little FaceTime. If we go on this... So this is just I've got two types of printer. I've got a Creality Ender and I've got a Bamboo Labs. This is the Bamboo Labs version of their marketplace, they call it. But basically, everything here is something that will print perfectly on your printer. So you can go, I don't know, type in here fish, just for want of a better thing. So, a whale shark, a turtle, a great white shark, a bit of art, a fidget flounder, some fishing lures, a fish cave. So, all these things, literally all you have to do is go, okay, I like that, print, done, it'll come off. You don't have to learn CAD, computer aided design or anything like that. You can just go, I like that, I'll have that, print. It might be you have a Fluval filter and you want a a light holder, a spray bar, whatever it might be, you'll find something that fits the thing you want it to fit. So you don't have to design your own things. There will generally be that. And if you don't find it here, you can go on some of the generic websites like Thingiverse, where it's not about necessarily Bamboo Lab printers, it's about 3D printers, and you'll find something that you can then refine and print. But 99% of the stuff, you just click print and it just prints it. You don't have to do anything else. You don't have to do any alterations. You don't have to do any configuration. It's just, print, done. It'll come out. Some of it might be decorative, some of it might be useful, some of it might just be fun. The one thing I'll say is, having had 3D printers for a while, the Creality Ender, I had an Ender 2 and an Ender 3, they were very much projects, so you had to learn how they worked. You would print them off and you would go, okay, so right, I'm going to need to configure this file to print at 0.4 millimeters. I want it to print at 30 millimeters per second on a flow of such and such. Whereas these ones, you just go, I have a Bamboo A1, print. And it prints and it's perfect. On my old printers, I would have to print one file 5 times before I got something that worked. Whereas now it's just like, I'll have that, print, done, easy. So it's so much easier than it was. Even 2 or 3 years ago, it's just so much easier. And for the price of them, I think so I got a Bamboo Labs A1 for Christmas, and I got it with the AMS system, which means I can print different colours of things at the same time. And altogether it was like 400 and something pounds. So let's call it $500. Something that costs $500. I can't see it taking a year to print £500 worth of, or $500 worth of useful things. So you should be fine with that. And I'm not saying you have to go and start your own business to do that. It's just things that you would replace in your own house or make your life better to the tune of X dollars. You'll definitely get it. I'm going through the settings on Bamboo Studio. Where can you put your electric cost? It's in one of the profile settings. Wherever you put the cost of your, or maybe it's not in there. I could be wrong. Wherever you put the cost of your filament in, I'm sure there was something about electric cost in there as well. So this is Bamboo Studio, which is the bit where you can prepare something. So this is your Bamboo printer. So for instance, just to give you an example, this is my Zebra Pleco file. So I'll load up my Zebra Pleco, and here I've got one where, so this is the original file that I got off that website. So I just click download and print, and I can print it off. But I wanted to make it a keyring, so I deleted that one, and I chose this one, and I put a hole in it. This is literally, I can now go slice, print, done. But what I wanted to do was, I wanted to colour it. So I wanted to add a different filament in there. Number 2, I made my black filament, and I changed it by height. So you can just see what's going on here. Oh yeah, that's fine. Everybody's happy, whatever. And then all I did was, I want to change everything above that height to black. So now I have that. And I can slice it. Slicing is your 3D printing software's version of how to print it, because it's sliced into so many layers. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, layer 4. So it's called the slicer. So in here you can see the cost estimation. So this is going to use 2 different types of filament. It's going to use white filament and black filament. Cheers.
A total of almost 3 grams of filament. And it's going to cost 0.07, so it's going to cost 7 pence. Oh, you can't see that, can you? Hang on. So you can see here it's going to use 2 different types of filament. That's how much it's going to use. It's going to change filament 1 time, and it's going to cost 7 pence to print this. As to where you find the cost stuff, it's in here somewhere. I can't remember exactly where. It's in one of these. There are various settings where you can do that. I might have overstepped a mark with the electricity thing. I can't remember if that's true or not. But anyway, even if that's just filament cost, what you can do is say, okay, that's going to cost so much to slice this. It's going to cost 7 pence to slice this. It's going to take 15 minutes. Can you still see that? Oh, hang on, I'll move that out of the way. Nope. So it's going to cost 7 pence. If that's just filament, it's going to cost 7 pence in filament. But down here you can see how long it's going to take to print. So it's going to take 15 minutes to print. Total time of 21 minutes. So let's say 21 minutes to print. If you have X pence per kilowatt hour, you can then work out how much extra on with electricity if it doesn't include the electricity. I can't remember if it does or not, basically. So hopefully that helps. I've just celebrated the 25th anniversary of my 25th birthday. Yeah, you and me both. We're not far away, are we? Yeah, if you want plug and play, get a Bamboo. It's just easy. So there's a bit of controversy at the moment, or controversy, depending how you want to spell it, where Bamboo Labs have done an update recently that mandates if you want to be able to do cloud printing, which means if I'm out and about and I decide I want to print something, I can bring up my phone, I can press print, and it will print on my printer at home. If you want to do that now, you have to sign up to Bamboo's terms, and I don't care. It's fine. It works fine. I'm happy to sign up to their terms. So I'm not 100% over all the problems with that, but people who are upset by lots of things are upset by that, and I'm like, whatever, don't care. It's kind of fine. Good morning, Graham, says Sarah the Great. Good evening, Sarah, says Graham the Normal. I'm 46, will be 47 in November. I think I'm 47 now. Am I 47? I was born in 1977. This sounds like the intro to the A-Team. I was born in 1977. I have lived for 40-something years. And in July, I will be 47 or 48. One of those things. Hey. How much for 2-year dartboards? Well, I think we established earlier they were £70 each, Brian. So if you want 2, I'll do them half price. I'll do you 2 for 70. Now, if you want one, Brian, I'm sure we could sort one out. So wait, did you say if any or all of these filaments are aquarium safe? Have you experienced issues with leakage? And anything meant to hold water or air, or is that just a programming issue? So I will say I have had 3D printed parts in my aquariums for 4, if not 5 years, and I haven't noticed any problems whatsoever. Some people will say, oh, you can't have that in water because it'll degrade, it'll disintegrate after a year. Bollocks. It's fine. Some people will say, oh, you can't have that, it'll leach chemicals into your aquarium. I've had a 1 by 1 by 1 aquarium, so like a 12 litre aquarium with a 3D printed filter guard for years. Bollocks. It was fine. Didn't leak anything. So I think there's just people that are like, no, you can't do that. It's just the people. It's been fine. I haven't had any problems with plastic seepage. Haven't had any problems with degradation. Haven't had any problems whatsoever with anything I've printed for an aquarium. The only thing I've had a problem with is when I've tried to print vases and flower pots. I've tried to make my own, I've tried to design my own, and if you don't make the walls thick enough, they don't hold water. Or if you make them too thick, they're unwieldy. It doesn't really apply to the aquarium hobby, because everything I've ever printed that's gone in an aquarium or underwater in an aquarium has always been fine. So I'm going to go with it's been fine. If someone has a specific problem and they want to argue with me about a specific issue, then fine. I'm prepared to be wrong about something, but so far it's been fine. I know where to put the filament cost, which is good enough. It'd be awesome to add I'm sure it's either on the same page or one of the sub-pages of that page where you add the filament cost. You could put in your electricity cost. I was 78, so you're 47. Thank you. And I kind of knew how old I was. If you want to be ultra cautious side, you go with Pet G, which is so. Yes, there are different filaments that have different. So we talked about this a minute ago. And for instance, in phone case world, let's go big face for this. In phone case world, these are the same print. Essentially, this one's slightly different, but essentially they're the same print. This one is PLA, which is the kind of bog standard 3D printer stuff, and most of the stuff I print is PLA. It comes out fairly rigid, so it's quite hard. It does have a flex a little bit, but it is what it is. Whereas this is Pet G, which is fairly pliable. It's very pliable. It fits nicer. It feels nicer. Would it work any better underwater? I have no idea. It's kind of fine. Pet G is another one where these are all different types of plastic, and they all have different. Scott might have to keep me right here. They all have different kinds of ratings when it comes to degradation in different circumstances. So I think you have PLA, ABS, Pet G. They're all different types of plastics which all have different types of ratings and situations. One of them might be, I will stand up to 15 years at 100 degrees in direct sunlight. Another one might be, I will stand up to 100 degrees temperature underwater on a Tuesday. It's like, wow, they're all different things, but I've used 99% of the stuff I use is PLA, which is the bog standard cheap one. It's worked fine. Owen Lewis, evening buddy. I've just introduced a small school of young discus to my tank and come across one of your videos on them. I was wondering if you'd give a few pointers to make them feel welcome. I'd happily do that, Owen. If only I wasn't 5 beers deep and about to finish my live stream. But ask away, Owen. What are you worried about? My generic how to keep discus videos, of which hopefully one of my moderators will now link they want, because I think they've all gone now. But if you look on my channel for like discus basics and stuff like that, they kind of cover it where it is more is better. So the more discus you have, the less likely they are to hide away and be shy. Dither fish is good, so small fish that come out where you might have rummy nose tetras, cardinal tetras, whatever it might be, where the discus see those fish, go, oh well, those fish seem like it's fine, so I'll go out and I'll be happy and I'll look around. Young discus especially they're difficult because they need multiple feeds a day. They need a little bit more attention than large discus. They're just a little bit harder, a little bit more wanty. Oh, look at that! Scott's posted stuff. 3 of them seem to be going around the tank fine, but the light is on. One of them seems to be up near behind the filter, sadly. Seems left out, really shy, struggling with what to feed them. So first off, I would go with where did you buy them? Go to the place you bought them and say, what were you feeding them? And try and feed something as similar as possible. So if you've gone to a discus specialist, they might have a specialist beef heart mix or something like that they were raising the fish on. If you can get some of that to at least wean them off it, if you can't do it long term, or just keep feeding them, it's fine. If you can't get that, I would go for a kind of a bog standard staple good food. I'm about to do some shameless shilling here and say, if you go on aquariumadventures.co.uk, I exclusively feed all my discus and all my big fish soft artemia pellets. It's a kind of natural food. It's really good for the fish, and they take it really easily. So it's a really good food from that point of view, that they'll take it. So get something like that. You don't have to buy mine. You can buy someone else's. Mine is the cheapest and the best, but you can buy something like that where it's a food that the fish will eat readily, and then it's not the food problem. If a fish is, like you say, hiding behind a filter or something like that, that generally says something's not quite right. You might want to isolate that fish a little bit sooner and get them into a smaller tank and try and feed them up, get them a little bit more confident, get them a little bit more ready for community tank life, if you like. More fish is better. If you've only got 3, that might be the problem. In my experience, they need safety in numbers. So like 5 or 6 makes them feel a little bit happier. Can you put a shark with a discus, says Sarah the Great? I mean, you can. It might be a well-fed shark. Unless you're talking about a bala shark. And again, you can, but they're not really compatible in terms of temperatures and things like that. That's a question I've forgotten to ask for years. Have you ever seen your discus ever attack anything? Yeah, I have. Discus are cichlids. Cichlids are dicks. I remember once spent weeks, if not months, sourcing neon tetras that I wanted to put in my tank and cardinal tetras that I wanted to put in my tank, and pouring them all in and just seeing my discus going, thank you very much, yum yum yum, and just eating them all. There you go, Discus Basics. That's a video that might help you out. Sarah, I believe you can only once, but give it a try. What about an electric eel? Again, probably fine, to be fair, but you need to consider the best case and the worst case scenarios. That in those scenarios, not compatible. What do I suggest feeding them? What do I suggest feeding discus? This, what Scott has so helpfully provided. Soft artemia, it's what I feed my discus. Of which you can see none, because they're all hiding. Yeah, don't listen to me, I'm not an expert. No, they're all over the place. Soft artemia is, in my opinion, the perfect food. It's something that I import from Germany. A lot of the bigger discus breeders use it, but very few sell it. So I go to a lot of trouble and expense to import this food. I think of one of 2 the last time I checked, maybe 3 companies in the UK that import this food and sell it retail to people, and I'm the cheapest. So, pat myself on the back and all that. But yeah, if you want soft artemia, it's a great food at a great price. Go to aquariumadventures.co.uk. Right, about to finish my beer. Say thank you very much for joining me, everyone. We're back up to 15 viewers after we did a false stop. But we're going to do an actual stop now. Good night, everyone. Have a fantastic weekend. See ya.